Hello everyone. So you're max level and you want to PvP. The first thing you do is go to your capital city and find the PvP seasonal gear vendor. Then as you can see there's two sets of gear. Buy this set of gear that costs gold. So go ahead and buy all of these pieces. So guys, you will be replacing this gear very quickly. So as far as runing goes, I would chuck anything you have in there, or just buy some really cheap runes and just chuck them in there. So if you shift right click an item and you go to edit runes, I wouldn't bother re-rolling any rune slots because it's going to cost you a lot of money for a piece of gear that you're going to replace really fast potentially, so I wouldn't bother with that. Whatever rune slot you have, I would go get any cheap rune and just chuck it in there, and I would not add a new rune slot either because that's just money you're going to put into it and you're going to replace it really fast. Now this is something extremely important about gearing. Take a very close look at your energy shield. The energy shield that you will get will most likely have 25% shield mitigation. That means that when you take damage, the shield only takes 25% of that damage, you take the other 75%. In certain situations, 25% shield mitigation is okay. I'm not too sure, but I think maybe for tanks, and I think warriors have an amp that works well with a low shield mitigation. But for everyone else, 25% shield mitigation sucks. You will get destroyed so fast. So for starters, what you can do is if you go to the support gear and go down to the energy shield, the support energy shield gives 81% shield mitigation. That means 81% of the damage goes to your shield instead of to your health. So you'll be much more tankier and you won't die as easily with the 25% one. Now the support one has a 10-second reboot time. That means 10 seconds of not taking damage, then your shield will start rebooting at a 15% shield regen rate, which is noted down there. So 10% shield reboot time kind of sucks. So there are better ones out there with 80% mitigation and like a 2-second shield reboot time. Those ones are like really good and kind of rare. So you can check the auction house for them and you can go try to like find them. But this one for starters from the support section is really good. Another important note about the gear is the gadgets. So a really popular one is Break Free, which is mainly used to break out of CCs. If you're a class that is really immobile and will really suffer by being locked down, like a Stalker or an Esper, you'd usually take this. Whereas if you're something like a Spellslinger with lots of damage and that can benefit off crits, then you might go with Brutality. So have a look at these and choose carefully. So similarly to PvE, you'd go to your contract board and pick up the contracts for PvP, and then you'd go do some battlegrounds. Now as you earn prestige points, go back to your PvP seasonal gear vendor, but this time go to the gear that costs prestige. So you're going to aim to buy all of this stuff with prestige, to replace all of your previous gear which you bought for gold. So I've just swapped to a character that has enough prestige to buy this. So I'm going to buy these gloves. Now when you have all of your gear replaced, so you have a full set of this new set which costs prestige, your gear starts off as blue. But if you go down to Season 2 Enhancers, you can buy these enhancers to upgrade them to purple, and then you can upgrade them again to orange. So as you can see in my inventory, I have a blue gloves. So I'm just going to put them on. So there they are on me. So now that they're on me, I can now use this enhancer for the gloves. So I right click it, and now the gloves have become purple. So now you get an additional rune slot. I'm not too sure if it increases in its actual raw stats and power, but you get more rune slots. And when you do proper runing, in WildStar, the runes equate for like 50% of your damage or something crazy. So the more rune slots, the more power you'll have. So these gloves are now purple. You'd go into Season 2 Enhancers again and then get another glove enhancer to make it orange. And then that's its final stage. That'll be the most runes you can get with it. So you'd go and do that with all your gear. So as I mentioned, runing is a very big part of your damage, your healing, your tanking, but we're going to be talking about that in the next episode. One last thing guys, to get the most out of your prestige points, to gain the most prestige points in gear as fast as possible, I made a little video about it, so you can go and click on it and go watch that if you want. But one thing I did forget to mention in the video is if you open up the store and go to consumables, you can grab a Flask of Riches for 45 Omnibits, which is the free currency, which increases prestige gained by 25%. So this flask does stack with the Flask of Prestige. So I'd really recommend in times where you know a lot of BGs are happening to have this up and Flask of Prestige up. And you'll be getting crazy prestige, especially when it's the double prestige weekend. So that's it guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video about runing. Bye 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 bye.